Welcome to the Titty Cast. Did you know that there's an actual arcade cabinet made by Atari called Gotcha? And the way that it was created was Nolan Bushnell himself said, people were commenting on the phallic nature of joysticks in video games, and so I thought, what if we make a video game that felt like manipulating two breasts? And it was called Gotcha. And the freaking game is just two like silicone-looking like spheres on an arcade cab, and then you play the game that way.
Every day, we stray further and further from the light of God.
Oh, that was in the 70s, man. We've been gone for a while.
Every decade, we stray further and further from the light of God.
Yeah.
So.
Also, hold on. I'm going to do this. Okay, we're back. Cool. Good to get that out of the way. I can see the... It's actually funny how it has the markers now. All right.
We clap for markers.
This is how we sync. John, sync. Fuck, it wasn't loud enough. John, sync. Now, don't masturbate near the microphone again. God, not again.
Call me ASMR Daddy.
I'm going to have to listen to that. No, wait, no, I think you're editing this one.
One of us is.
Hopefully.
That is true.
Hopefully someone is. We'll just give it to Huey and be like, oh, God.
Well, you don't know anything about us. Here, you're editing this. Thanks, stranger friend. Bye.
Thanks, stranger friend. And he's like, man, it just felt like someone was licking the inside of my ear at that one point. It sucked.
Oh, man. So, welcome back, everybody, with that unique intro. I'm James.
I'm John.
And as you know, this is Games with James and John.
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
J-A comes before J-O.
I'm looking at, like, the recall roster. It's just like, really? Okay.
Alphabet, work for me.
And then underneath it, there's a guy named Poop Dick Von, Shitstein.
Yeah, that would be bad.
It's like, P comes after J, right? P always comes after J.
My name is Crappy
When did they let a French guy into... Never mind.
So, it's, we're back, and...
Clearly.
Hey, a dinosaur story. Dinosaur tale, sorry.
Oh, back when they let other people make animated movies, and they all, sucked.
Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you watched them as kids, but it's like, do you really like Land Before Time? Really?
God bucking bless. That was one of the saddest moments of my childhood, seeing Littlefoot's mother die. That was sad and traumatizing, more so than Bambi, Mama, no!
Yeah, because Bambi's mom was asking for it.
No. Come on. Land Before Time, awesome. Anastasia, awesome.
You like how we're mentioning Don Bluth movies primarily?
Fern Gully.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Robin Williams as a rapping bat.
You know what movie? Okay, you know what? We're going to talk about this real quick. So
this is the intro. You took gloves off saying everything that wasn't a Disney animated movie was ass.
I threw down immediately, but I was going to talk about how a recent movie that came out, the Rescue Rangers movie. Did you see that yet?
Wait, we're talking about the old 80s one? Like the Rescuers Down Under? Or
No. The Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger with the CG Chip and Dale and John Mulaney and Andy Samberg are the characters' voices. The one on Disney Plus right now.
Why?
What do you mean, why? What?
Why would you ruin Chip and Dale like that?
They didn't ruin it because there was nothing there to have anyway. Who cares?
Chip and Dale were awesome, but they were always relegated to side characters.
I just genuinely don't care about Disney. So I'm trying to get to my point here.
Go for it.
So people are comparing that in some vein to Roger Rabbit because it borrows a lot of the similar, Nightmare, Dreamscape, Hollywood type of motifs that Roger Rabbit had.
Okay.
And for me, I'm like, yeah, but I actually like this movie because I find Roger Rabbit completely insufferable. And I hated watching it. Every time he was on screen, I did not want to watch anymore.
You didn't like Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No.
Did you like Cool World?
The voices were funny.
Wow.
It has funny, zany voices or whatever, but
Oh, I forget you come from Oregon. You took your gloves off, I throw mine off.
That's IRL Cool World, man.
You are not wrong at this point.
Yeah.
So, no, non-Disney animated movies, The Secret of Nim, all of those, Thumbelina, they were well done.
Rockadoodle.
Rockadoo! That was actually not a bad movie.
You know how you mentioned traumatization? I think about where the guy, the woodpecker guy was knocking holes into like the case, and they started drowning inside the suitcase or whatever. And I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're killing your friends and killing yourself.
I mean, look, if we really want to go dark, we could always just tell all kids to watch Watership Down.
No, watch Brave Little Toaster and the scene, another Disney movie, where the freaking evil clown firefighter shoves a fork into his head.
That one's dark, but have you seen Watership Downs? Do you know what it's about?
I know what it's about, and I also love how on the back of the box it says fun for the whole family. I'm like, no, it's not.
There's somebody, God bless whoever did this on YouTube. It's a guy that goes through random movies, animes, TV shows, everything, and does a kill counter.
Oh.
Watership Down kills a lot of rabbits.
Well, the good thing is that they're going to keep making more, so.
That movie was dark, man. That movie, dear God.
This is the second time in an episode we're going to reference Darkman. Yeah, that was a crazy movie, too.
So, anywho, we're going to get back on track here as we segued and tangented due to this one over here being an antagonist.
I thought you were going to say Antifa. I'm like, well, I am from Oregon.
I mean, they do align themselves more with Washington, though. So, hey, cool, you can be from Washington, too.
Never say that in front of me again. Never say that to my face ever again.
So, as you know, we always do a hot fire review. I have 2 reviews for you, actually. One ain't going to take that long, and one, the other, John can time me for 3 minutes. So the one that I'm actually going to say, don't play it and don't buy it, Crusader Kings 3.
Okay, what is Crusader Kings 3, and why do you say that?
It is an infinite sandbox based in medieval Europe where you are trying to grow your empire through treachery,
Crusading.
like the whole 9 yards, right? You're basically living medieval times and you're trying to expand your reach for all Kingdom Come. It's a sandbox game. I enjoy AoE, Age of Empire style games. I enjoy sandbox games. Like I played EVE Online at one point. Like that was entertaining to me. Don't ask me why.
How did you escape?
Some pirates came in from 0.0 space and just wrecked my shit and followed me to the next part and wrecked my shit and then followed me to the next part and wrecked my shit. And I was like, yep, cool, fuck this game.
You just got online bullied out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Like people have been playing for like 8 fucking years to my 2 months. I can't do shit. I'm just over here happily mining and I just get my cookies pushed in.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy a good sandbox game. I couldn't make it through the tutorial of this game. It was god fucking awful.
Is it complex or is it just like impenetrable? Like what is it?
Picture that kid, friend, acquaintance, person that you found insufferable, intolerable, and you always just wanted to punch him in the face.
I'm picturing Roger Rabbit with glasses.
Look, there you go. It was like dealing with that.
Okay.
Because when you got through one section, it branched out into like 5 other sections just of a subsection of that, which branched into 5 more subs. Like it was an endless, infinite fucking tutorial.
Okay, but tutorials?
So I got through the tutorial and I'm like, dear God. So that took me 3 hours.
Why? Why does it do that? Okay.
I don't know why they did that. That's why I'm telling you, like, I cannot justify telling people to play this or buy this. I got to the regular game. I'm like, cool, this is great. Let's finally go.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happens. Like, I'm doing the bribery. I'm doing the finding a match for my heir. I'm nobilizing. I'm diplomacying. I'm armying.
You're marrying your daughters into other kingdoms.
It's, yeah, basically, you know. Look, honey, that's your man over there. But that's my cousin, Dad. That's your man over there.
I am the Habsburgs.
I am half of Europe back in the day.
And half of, working face. Anyway.
Oof. So
they can't get mad. They don't exist anymore.
I mean, that is fair. But no, like, it was done wrong. And
okay.
The time thing, like, you can't really speed it up. You can't induce more interactivity and action. It was just bad. It was a poor design, poor choice, poor everything. It should have stayed on wherever it was and never came to console. I regret buying that game, but luckily I only spent $10, so it's not the end of the world.
If you had Game Pass on that Xbox you have, you could have tried it.
Oh, you mean the Xbox I had?
What'd you do? I'm assuming you just burned it.
No, I mean, I set it out on the curb for somebody to grab.
And then like a stray dog picks it up like, sweet!
And just runs off with it. No, I am more than likely going to be finagling a trade in a good way for me and a good way for them and getting some hot fire RPGs.
Oh my god.
Look, I'm going to come back into retro, and what better way than a $1,000 console to get me a complete in box 3DS with 9 RPGs and then 4 action RPGs and 2 Pokemon games.
Keep the Xbox and then unlock the developer mode on it, and then you can like put emulators on your Xbox and then get all of those games for free.
You really don't want to see this Xbox go.
No, not really. I mean, I want you to try it at least.
I did.
I can give you free games, dude.
I did try it. I looked at it.
Like I said last time, I'm gonna strangle a grown man.
So that's the quick review.
I like how I have to describe it that way because it's like, well, what else have you strangled, John?
I mean, trouser snakes. It's John's
I was
breakfast.
gonna say myself.
Oh, god damn it!
You can't be hurt by them laughing at you if you are in on the joke.
I mean, that is, hey, you hit the nail on the head.
I attribute that to Ugly Sonic. Thank you.
So, I wanted to wait to bring this one up. This one is a certified capital, all capital letters, play it. All capital letters, buy it. Or if you have Xbox, play it on Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
But I did a poll recently because I was, over the past 2 weeks, I've been gone 10 days on work trip. And the poll came in. The results were for me to play Skull the Hero Slayer.
Yes, I voted for. I voted
hashtag Team Boner.
Team Boner.
So, look at that. So I ended up playing that. In the past 10 days, I have sunk almost 70 hours into that game, right at about 65. It is beyond addicting. When you play it, so it will feel like Hades. That's an easy comparison. Die, repeat, roguelite, get some items, die, repeat, right? Outside of that, that's it. It's a platformer. It's essentially, you are a skeleton who is in the Demon King's army. The Demon King has been captured, and you put on skulls of other people and go out to fight humans and corrupted demons.
So it's Dynamite Heady, only with bones.
Essentially.
I like it.
But it is beyond fun to play. Seeing the progression, like I'm always one for seeing like progression in games, and those style of games, like if you haven't played them in a while or like you're a little rusty, like I hadn't played anything like that since Hades, and I stopped playing that last year when I realized I had almost 300 hours in it.
People have like barely even scratched the surface of Breath of the Wild for that amount of time.
Yeah, I have problems, don't I? A few.
I could notice some problems, but me and Phil would have some words about that.
Those are fighting words.
Them's fighting herds. Now on Nintendo Switch. Okay.
So it is amazingly fun. There are 4 main levels, then there's the final boss, and it's just, there's so many different skulls, there's so many different ways to play, there's so much to just enjoy in the game, because it effectively, like, truly lets you play it your own. And you don't have to get stuck one way. Like, you can legitimately build multiple ways. Like, say you're going a physical DPS, and then all of a sudden you get a really powerful magic skull. Like, halfway through, you can switch gears, start selling out the physical stuff, acquiring magic stuff. So it literally lets you ebb and flow however you want. I cannot speak enough praises of this game. Fucking play it.
All right. FPI, trademark. And I will actually comment on this as well because you were talking about it. I saw the post on the Instagram and thought, okay, I'll check it out, but I didn't know what systems it was on. Checked my Xbox, and sure enough, it was on Game Pass, so I downloaded it and gave it a try. It's a fun game. It's got a cute art style. I've enjoyed it a little bit. I like the different skulls you get. I like the magician, and that was a lot of fun until I died.
Which magician?
He had like a top hat and he threw cards.
Oh, no, that's the gunslinger.
Oh, that's the gunslinger? Okay.
Yeah, so the gunslinger, that skull, like, it's really sad that I have skulls memorized. It's all chance, right? If his abilities, like, you have a 1 in 5 chance of your ability activating, like, a super mode cards go through the enemies, and then the ability is refreshed, and you just get to do it again. And then his regular attack has that kind of chance too. He also has a roulette wheel.
I saw that, yeah.
That if you get the ultimate of the roulette wheel, basically the whole screen is like this black hole sucking people in and continuously damaging them.
Black holes suck, won't you come? Oh, okay.
So John is actually going to play that one, but
I'm enjoying it, yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, John, a while back I said pick your poison on a game, and you actually said you tried the game you picked your poison on.
So we're going to talk about Scarlet Nexus for a little bit because I put in about 3 hours so far. I know that's in JRPG terminology. That's not a lot of time at all. But I will admit the style is good. The voice acting is good. The graphics are good. All that kind of stuff. Now, there are a few things that it's done already that irk me to no end. And I will talk about them briefly. I will not dive into them because I don't want to eviscerate this thing yet. I'm still giving it a chance. Okay?
You're giving it the college try?
Yeah, I'm giving it a chance. And but I want to talk about some things that still irk me about these types of games to no end.
Did you at least have fun yeeting the environment and enemies?
That is fun. Yes. It feels a bit rudimentary. It feels a bit kind of basic with like just, 3-hit combo, hit the Y button and then throw stuff, but maybe it gets more complicated later. I'll figure that out as I play. Anyway, some of the things that irk me. You have the story, you have the exploration, and you have the gameplay, and none of them are in a cohesive way mixed at all. They are all completely separate, and I don't like that.
It is a little jarring, I will admit. Like, it definitely feels like 3 different segments. It does get better, I can tell you that.
Okay, good. That's something I want to know because they tutorialize and coddle you so much in JRPGs that it makes me angry. So when I want to die naturally and explore and find things, but when you put me in an environment that has like a hallway that goes this way, it's like, oh, okay, I'll go this way. And it's like, you're going off course, Shinji, get in the robot, whatever. Like, I hate that. Just let me explore.
Let me have my fun, damn it.
You made the world. Why not just put me in a hallway if all I'm going to do is go down a hallway? You know what I mean? Or why even have those hallway segments if you're just going to take me to another cutscene? You know what I mean?
Hey, that's fair.
If they don't, if none of these elements work together in some cohesive fashion, why have those elements at all? That's always what bothers me. But again, style is cool. The drip is real. Whatever. And the other things too is just in terms of how storytelling works, I am skipping cutscenes as much as I can because they will start explaining things that I don't want explained. They go into a new world and you see the buildings in the background floating and it's like, well, the administration, after the last consortium decided to deploy these planets over here. I'm like, I don't care.
It's world building, damn it.
It's not world building. It's completely destroying and making the interest in the world evaporate.
I should have recommended Trails of Cold Steel for you, that 140-hour beast.
Oh, yeah, so that horrible means to exist. Yes, okay. Now, that stuff bothers me all the time because here's the thing about exposition, right? I don't mind things being expository or exploring or figuring things out, but reading and telling me things, that's not what you do. You show it to me and I explore it or I experience it. I have championed it since the beginning of this show. Player agency is important, right?
That's fair. You have.
So if you are going to make me play a character, make that character explore that. Or make that character, I don't know, it's like when you watch Star Trek and you see Captain Picard go get his tea, right? There's no explanation for how the tea is made. It's just a tea machine that,
magically...
Yeah.
Molecules tea.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's cool about sci-fi sometimes is that the way that they portray stuff that is fantastical, almost magical, is just common nature. So you're like, oh, sweet, tea machine. But the way that they try to portray all this stuff as pedestrian or explain these things just is so maddening to me. I'm at the point where you basically get your little clubhouse because you beat that drone boss flower monster thing in like the first couple hours of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, let's go to our clubhouse and hang out. It's like, I don't want to do. I want to go kill monsters, man. Like that's what I'm here for. Like, why are you making me chill in like a bunker somewhere that has like granite countertops and sinks and it's dead posh and has wall art and stuff? I'm like, there's cool monsters to go beat up. Let's go do that.
So that's fair. It is. I feel it's safe to say you're going to continue to give it a shot because I have played so many recommendations from you off of our show, no less, and even off air. So I am appreciative of you giving this a better try than Lost Sphere.
Mm-hmm. Lost Sphere just did too many things to piss me off. But there is one thing that I got unreasonably angry at last night while I was playing it. So the actual combat mechanics, the game that you're playing, it's an open kind of arena, and you slash and you hack and you throw things and stuff, right? You fuse like your abilities with your teammates, like you have fire, or you speed up, or you get like no knockdowns or whatever. You get like your teammates to buff you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the basics of it are slash, 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 throw, and then you can do dodges and perfect dodges, right? So I'm getting the timing of perfect dodges down. I'm actually observing the enemies and starting to get that down to a science. I'm like, sweet, I can perfectly dodge stuff. Then you fight a boss, and I'm like, okay, he's going to jump at me. It's like, sweet, I'll perfect dodge. And I perfect dodge out of the way, and he starts flailing on the ground and hits me anyway. That made me so mad. You have no idea.
That part is what made you mad?
It made me angry because, and my girlfriend can attest to this because I was texting her as it was happening to me. I was like, you immediately broke the player contract. You tutorialize this game to death and tell me if I dodge this perfectly, I'll be out of harm's way. And then you throw an enemy at me that says, nope, I'm just going to break the rules. That is the...
He was flailing and you took flail damage.
No, and he hits you for like actual damage, which is stupid. No, like that's the thing that bugs me is my input as a player is immediately discarded. I hate that crap. If you're going to make it so it has a perfect dodge system, get me out of the way. Don't just put an enemy that's just like, oh, I'm going to break the rules. That's stupid. I hate that. Again, it irks me. That in particular made me kind of angry, but just the things that bother me, like the small things that just pile up, I'm like, okay, this already gives me a lot of baggage I'm carrying. I'm still going to keep trying it because I beat the boss last night and I kicked its ass, whatever. I was able to soldier through it and just be like, whatever. But I feel like whenever I play these games, I feel like my involvement doesn't matter. And that's what makes it really hard.
I will find the perfect one day. Actually, no. If you all are following our Instagram, for Gaming News Wednesday this past week that we posted, it was about the new IP Trinity Trigger.
I saw that, yeah.
It's kind of in the vein of the Mana series. Worst comes to worst, and you're not able to finish Scarlet Nexus, we'll do a brand new IP that... No testing, no gameplay. We will do it together.
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
It's a tall order. It's a tall order, man. Like, we've said that about a couple other games, and we still haven't played them at all.
A solid maybe.
Yeah, because like I bought us Riders Republic for Christmas. We still haven't played that together. We bought Override 2, the giant
mech
kaiju,
battler,
and we haven't played that either.
Yeah, we're bad at that.
We were going to play when Halo Infinite actually gets co-op. You even said it on the show that we should play it together. So that's why I want you to keep the damn Xbox. But, you know, this intro is actually about the length of an episode right now. So do you want to, like, wrap up what we did with... We want to wrap up our introductions and make that, like, a half of an episode?
So what we're going to hit you with is something kind of new. We've started a few mini-series, and when we come back from our break, it is... Drum roll, please. Time.
It's that ASMR again. Oh, God.
To take you on a journey. So don't touch that dial. When you come back, that journey will be explained.
Before we go any further. Stay tuned, y'all. Welcome back, everybody.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you know, that was a pretty extensive intro, but we had some important messages we wanted to tell you. So, what I'm about to do is take you on a journey. John and I have talked a lot of topics to you. We've kind of hit a few high notes. We've hit some low notes. We've fallen franchised. We've our own top 50. However, gaming through history is a thing that I am passionate about. So, here today, you are witnessing, through your ears, the very first time, gaming through history. And our year that we are going to start is 2017.
This is Gaming 2017.
You like how we took Twilight Zone voices for that?
I thought mine was more Cronkite-y, but okay.
I mean, that's fair.
Also, boomers are like, what the hell is the Twilight Zone, and who the hell is Cronkite?
So, honestly, we wanted to... There have been so many moments throughout gaming history that have been highs, lows, lefts, rights, you name it.
Did I say boomers or zoomers?
You said boomers.
Okay. Zoomers are like, what the hell is the Twilight Zone?
I like how you corrected yourself like a full minute after.
You know, we can comment on the fact that I said the wrong thing, or I could actually say the right thing and then edit it so it looks like I didn't say the wrong thing.
You're showing your age, boomer.
All right.
So,
meanwhile, Zoomers are like, what the hell is the Twilight Zone?
Yep. The third time's the charm. You're getting it to stick.
Uh-huh. Or Cronkite, for that matter.
So, honestly, there's been so many amazing moments throughout gaming's history. Here recently, we had the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 reveal, full send-off in COVID times.
Yeah,
We've
like
had
new consoles being launched are always a milestone moment.
But 2017 was a year we all remember. And for most of you, it's going to be I'll start it off with arguably one of the biggest things that happened in 2017 was
Sonic Forces.
Well, I mean, hey, we did get that. I don't know if it was big or not. John, how was it?
6 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Well, I was expecting you to be a little more sad, but okay. It's a Sonic game. You appreciate it, just like Sonic and the Secret Rings.
I remembered streaming that game, and there was somebody in my audience trying to make me hate the game, and I'm like, dude, shut up. It was hilarious. It's like, yeah, well, if you did that wrong, you probably would have hated it. I'm like, yeah, well, apparently you did, so get out.
You might hate me. So in one of your desk drawers, not going to tell you which, there is a copy of a game.
What?
For the Wii.
Oh, no, you didn't.
And it's your favorite Sonic game.
Oh my god, it's Sega All-Stars Tennis.
Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Did you seriously just plant evidence on my desk?
You'll have to find it. I actually hit it very nicely. So I was hoping, like, it just randomly popped in my head. So I had to tell you.
You'll have to follow this series of clues. Found it. Damn it.
I was hoping, like, one day you're just, like, going through and you're like, what is this? No!
It'll be underneath Bubsy 2, which I don't have a Super Nintendo to play it on. But
Yet. You don't have a Super Nintendo yet.
Why would I want the Super Nintendo version when I can play the superior Genesis version, which I actually own?
Because I got you a gift.
Buy me alcohol. Wait, no, don't do that.
So, 2017, Nintendo is still kind of recovering from their mess up. I enjoyed of the Wii U. I enjoyed the console. Like, John came over and we tried to play Rodea Sky Soldier, and it was the worst game I have ever. I would rather play Superman 64 than Rodea Sky Soldier.
Yeah, me too. But yes, the Wii U was a good. I think the Wii U was a terrible console with great games. That's what I have always said.
It was a good experience.
It was a good experience for the games that we actually got. Yes,
and Nintendo was still fine with the DS and the 3DS because that was still firing on all cylinders. Like,
they were competing with themselves because the Wii U was such a bad idea. They were like, well, do we want to make a game for the Wii U or the 3DS, which is actually going to make us money? So, yeah,
so
a lot of wrong with that.
2017 gave us the advent of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And before we go into that, we're actually we're gonna break down what happened in 2017 for you. John has actually done quite a bit more studiousness than I have, and month to month broke it down, whereas I highlight topic broke it down. So, John, Hit us with January.
With January, well, we got the actual announced date for like the release of the Switch, which was set to release in March of 2017, which was good.
I remember the internet going nuts for that.
Yeah, because the NX was, people were hearing rumblings about that as the Wii U was slowly dying, and they were excited to be like, well, it's a new Nintendo, so hopefully it'll be good this time, and hopefully they learned their lesson, which history is the most excellent teacher, so I think it's proven 5 years later, which... Wow, it's been 5 years with the dang Switch already. They need to put out a new model now.
Hey, you got your OLED. Be happy.
Give me horsepower. I want that.
Oh, you're finally agreeing with me that Nintendo could actually benefit from actually creating a console that is the equivalent of a PS5 or a Series X and give you actual horsepower, but instead Nintendo be Nintendo and fuck you.
I have never disagreed with anyone on that.
You defended Nintendo.
I can defend Nintendo because of the games they make. Whatever consoles they make it on, who cares? If they decided to go third party and made Mario Odyssey 2 for the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, do you have any idea how happy I'd be?
If that
or the
happened,
Dreamcast?
I mean, if that happened, I think hell officially froze over.
Yeah, I would take it, honestly. Put Game Pass on the Switch. There you go.
Play it.
Play it. You could technically make a game for any console right now. You could make a 3DO game if you really wanted to.
That is accurate. We could.
Yeah, freaking... It's like Xenocrisis, the Bitmap Bureau. They put out that game on... They made a version for the Neo Geo, the Dreamcast, and the Genesis, and then they put it on everything else too. People can do whatever they want.
It's a whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. I'll force them open. Don't open your mouth and look at me with your eyes closed like that again. I've seen that too many times. Anyway,
so we get the news of the Switch in January. The internet was in a frenzy. Everybody is speculating. I remember all the YouTubers that I watched, and I remember just the hubbub in various game stores of, oh my God, it's gonna be this. They're gonna do this. I hope to God it's not the Wii U and
the Wii U too.
So it was a good time. January was a really good speculative month.
Mm-hmm. And there was the only spot of bad news I really saw in January was so Scalebound was going to be a big ticket Platinum Games IP for Xbox. And I remember seeing it when it was announced, and it had this dude who looked like he stepped out of Devil May Cry, commanding a dragon to go and beat up dudes with swords. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And unfortunately, due to problems with development or things just not working or any semblance of things or if it's getting too expensive, they canceled the project, and that made John big sad.
Microsoft, you fucked up.
I think everybody fucked up in that. I think Platinum did too.
Xbox sucks.
You are a fanboy so hard.
I mean, I'm wearing a Disgaea shirt. Come at me, bro.
I'm wearing my Nintendo shoes. Yeah. No, it's... Actually, there are Nintendo shoes out there. Vans did that. I gotta go shopping.
I like how you're creating more problems for yourself.
I need less money. Take it. In terms of actual prominent releases, January also saw the release of Resident Evil 7, which was already making a big wave because they were completely distancing themselves from Resident Evil 6.
As they should.
Yes, they did. And that was a smash success, which also led into the future success of Resident Evil 8, which followed the same template and then gave us a big titty goth girl witch vampire, which everybody loved, including me.
You would.
Yeah, I was going to say about Scarlet Nexus.
Nexus.
That's Mike Tyson playing. I'm playing Scarlet Nexus. When Kyoka showed up, I'm like, all is forgiven.
Wow, that's all it took for you.
Yeah.
Did you... I hate you.
Did I what?
I just picture you shit-eating grin like, all my anger is gone.
Yeah, when a big titty mommy milkers shows up.
My co-host, ladies and gentlemen.
I said that on the show.
So this is, we told you this is gaming through history. This is about to be John's history ending.
This is going to be John's death.
It's his obituary.
Yeah, I want to read my epitaph. Mommy Milkies.
So moving along. February, John.
Jumping into February? Okay. Here's another Xbox news that actually was good following the downturn from Scalebounds and new IPs getting shut down. Game Pass was officially announced and met with immediate skepticism because people were like, why would we want to pay $15 just to play all the Gears of War if we already own them? That's weird. but only if they knew.
So for all the shit I talk about Xbox, like y'all know, I love me some Sony. I actually love my Switch. It's been traveling with me for every work trip.
You played Skull on it, for God's sake.
Game Pass revolutionized what it means to have some type of subscription in order to enjoy games. And as a result, even PlayStation, when June 13th hits, they have modeled it akin to that.
Yeah, it was one of those things that...
It was a Fortnite moment.
It was a Fortnite moment, but also I was going to say it was foretold, but no, it was attempted so many times. Do you remember On Live?
I do.
Do you remember frickin' Game, like, what was it called? Like, Gamefly or something?
Oh, the subscription thing?
Yeah.
You know, you can actually still do stuff through Gamefly, and if you're looking to get games at their retail price, you can actually say, hey, I want to keep this, and you pay whatever the, like, normal retail value is, and that's how I built up a lot of my collection.
Yeah, there's Gamefly, but you know, I don't think anybody remembers this one, but Game Tap. Do you remember that?
I do.
Game Tap was the one that came from Turner.
I am older than you.
I know you're old. I'm just saying that there are people out there who have no idea what this is, or I just basically sparked like a freaking...
Well, they lived under rocks.
They lived under rocks that happened to be giant gateway monitors and everything. No, but Game Tap also was weird because it had like exclusive Adult Swim stuff on it.
Yeah,
like it had Space Ghost on there talking to the guy who developed E.T. I'm like, what is this?
That was a wild time.
And what's funny is that it started off with it's the best idea ever. Like the idea of renting games or paying for a Netflix style subscription or cloud-based gaming like Gaikai, which eventually became PlayStation Now. The idea is solid. The idea of having a digital or streaming library of games or direct downloads or just one monthly price is a great idea.
Or you pay the annual price and save money.
Again, like the idea is good, no matter how you look at it, right? But for whatever reason, they all failed, whether it was because of a lack of killer IPs or a lack of ubiquity or a lack of access, whatever. It all failed. Because I remember seeing commercials for things like GameTap and them advertising the fact that we have Neo Geo games. I'm like, okay, cool. This matters in 2006.
I'm happy it did well because it did change the landscape of gaming. It's when you look at it, Steam, when Steam came out, Steam changed the landscape of gaming, of PC gaming, right?
Could you imagine like not owning the box of your PC games? Outrageous.
And Game Pass, if you think about it, like took the failures of its predecessors, learned from it, borrowed on the successes, created new successes, and like you could literally equate it to Steam for Xbox.
Yeah. You could.
It's the best way you could do it.
Yeah, and you looked at the actual like window of competition, which I think PlayStation Now was like the only one that existed at that point, and that system was not very good.
No, Sony, you fucked up. But you are correcting it. June 13th. I am excited.
Yes, and as far as notable releases of that month, we saw the release of Horizon Zero Dawn.
We did. So that was one I was actually going to mention. Like, that game is beyond amazing. And... did you see in latest news that Amazon, Netflix, and I want to say, and there's one other company are each getting rights respectively to Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and there's one other series, and we're gonna get like TV show, computer animated show adaptations, whatever, right?
And that's also along with The Last of Us on like Showtime, I think.
I am fucking excited for that because...
not just excited, fucking excited.
You remember I loaned you Horizon Zero Dawn.
I did. Yeah.
And you had a blast with it.
It was fun, yeah. Like, there was a lot of things that were really cool about it. Because
I like how you just were like, yeah, it was fun. No, I remember when you gave it back, and I'm like, yo, how did you feel about this? And you were talking as excited as I talk.
Yeah, it was great. Like, it was fun while I was playing it, and then as an experience, like, I haven't picked up the sequel at all because I feel like, oh, it's more of that. Okay.
It is and it isn't. It is super enjoyable, especially going through the U.S.
Wait, hold on.
Forbidden West.
Oh.
Did you not watch the trailer and see the Golden Gate Bridge?
No, I just saw like the beaches and I was like, sweet, beaches.
You're a dumb.
I don't know. I'm not excited about it at all. I played the first one. It was fun, but I'm like, okay, more killing robot dinosaurs. I get it. I've told you how I approach games. It's the same thing I approach movies. You know what I mean? I see the trailer and I'm like, okay, I get it.
ladies and gentlemen, this is why John is a dumb.
This is why John doesn't go see movies or play a lot of video games.
So we're gonna keep trucking along. Like
I have a video game podcast. It's like, what games are you playing right now? Whatever. I'm playing Capcom vs. SNK on my Dreamcast from 21 years ago.
No, Capcom X.
Capcom X.
Namco.
Oh.
You could technically play it.
I could if I have if I could burn a copy.
Mm-hmm. No, you have a PC. Emulate.
I don't have a PC, actually.
You have a Mac. Emulate.
If I can do it on a Mac, that will make me so happy.
You do the Windows partition. You have an M1 chip Mac. You do a Windows partition where Windows operating system is on your Mac. And
okay, Linus, we're moving on. We're going to March. So, March, we saw the release of the actual Switch. The Switch came out, and Breath of the Wild was a launch title with it, and it set the world on friggin' fire.
And what was the other launch title?
1-2 Switch. Super Bomberman R. What are you talking about? What are you feeding
Super
me
Mario Odyssey.
That was not a launch title.
It was basically a launch title.
It was in the launch year. It came out in October.
It might as well have been. Yeah,
it's on my list, bro.
That's fair. Sorry. No, Breath of the Wild.
I'm going to take your gamer card now.
Hey-o.
Yahoo's a dumb. We're both dumbs now. Let's cry together.
I want to play Pocky or Rocky.
That game is good. That's looking fun.
It's actually supposed to be getting a comeback.
I know. I saw that. It's coming out like the end of this month. So that's some gaming news for you folks. Pocky and Rocky reshrined coming soon.
So back to Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anybody says. I tried to defend Final Fantasy VII against it many moons ago last year.
That was the first episode.
In our first episode when they were fighting each other for that
so young.
bastardized IGN list.
Fans voted for it. Of course it's wrong.
Oof.
By the way, like and comment and subscribe.
Still be our fan.
Yeah. Come over here. We're cool.
It showcased the capabilities of the Switch in a way that I don't think any other game could have showcased what the capabilities at the time were. It was fun. It was engaging. And it literally was a breath of fresh air into the franchise.
Yeah, after Skyward Sword, they had to change course completely.
After Bastard Sword, you mean?
Yeah. As someone who played that game, who late came to that game,
what did you play it on?
I played it on the Wii.
Oh God! So you played the train wreck version.
Well, I played the hour-long tutorial, and then I landed in like the first zone, and I was like, finally, a Zelda game to play.
Yeah, Skyward Sword no good, but Breath of the Wild was met with such success that coming into current times, you have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which was a prequel to give you more story because that's what people wanted, and we're getting Breath of the Wild 2.
Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, well, if they can make the Switch actually fucking work with it.
Dude, here's the thing that I'm going to note, because this is the benefit of hindsight when it comes to talking about this list right now. The clamor around Breath of the Wild, aside from just being a new Nintendo thing, period, it also came from the people who were playing it, and I equate it to what people are doing and have been doing with Elden Ring when it came out. The idea of your experiences being shared with a community of people who are enjoying the game along with you. Mm-hmm. So now my big question, and I'm kind of borrowing this a bit from a YouTuber named Arlo, blue sock puppet guy who plays Nintendo games and talks about stuff. It's hard for me. Well, I mean, I'm excited for it because I haven't played Elden Ring, and I don't really have a means or want to play it.
Oh, I can let you borrow it.
I don't want to play it, though. That's the thing.
I can let you borrow it.
You can, but I don't want it.
I can let you borrow it.
You know what? I'll leave it on outside in front porch and let dogs or someone pick it up.
I can load it into your PS5 and jam it in there, so it's the only game that's in there forever.
Why do I always picture that guy from Clockwork Orange with the clamps over his eyes whenever we talk about this? Can I make my point, please?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so it's always keep your mouth closed around me. Never leave your mouth open around me.
I broke him.
My point being is that the unique experience of the Breath of the Wild, how are they going to reinvent that for 2? That is my big question, especially in a post-Elden Ring world.
So
this is going to be like I swear to God.
Well, I like how we're taking it, like going out of history and coming back in. Yeah. So my answer to that is this: Zelda games have never had a true history tie together, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's never been, oh, this is a prequel for this of this, right? There's never been anything as storied as what we've been getting with everything from Breath of the Wild. So you don't have to recreate the wheel. You know your fan base is clamoring for answers. They want to know the whys. They want to know more than what you gave them with Age of Calamity.
Yeah, or they just want more of what was cool. Like, this is what was interesting.
Yeah, you give them more of what's cool.
Yeah.
You dive deeper into the story because you've set yourself up for the ability to actually tell a story for once through Zelda.
Yeah.
Over, if they wanted to, we'll limit it because I don't want to see them Fast and Furious this shit.
I kind of do.
Like, they could in theory
I want Ludacris in a Legend of Zelda game.
Link's going to space, dog.
No, he pulls out a can of Jif and he's just eating it. A can of Jif, not a jar, a can.
Oh god. But like, this could easily be done over 3 to 5 games, right? Like, just story onto story with an epic conclusion. Like, Nintendo never really did that with the Zelda game. Ocarina of Time, definitive ending. Link to the Past, definitive ending. Zelda 1, 2, definitive ending, etc., so on and so forth.
The only time there was ever a direct sequel to a Zelda game was Legend of Zelda and then Adventures of Link afterward. Yeah.
Exactly. And they've set themselves up to continue to do this because the reality is you don't have to, if you're not going to give us better hardware, don't try and push your hardware to its limits because that's, in my opinion, that's the obvious fuck-uppery of what's happening.
Well, yeah, because I think...
Give us more of the same.
Well, if anything, I just want a refined version of what they were trying to give us. Because for me, I'll take intimate but smaller than big and empty in terms of my open world games, right? This is what ruined Banjo-Tooie. Because Banjo-Kazooie was a really tight, focused, wonderful experience of a game.
Did you ever cheat so much the witch deleted your save file?
No, but I remember pestering Bottles until he threatened to do it. I was just like talking to him, I was like, hey, wake up. No, but Banjo-Tooie comes out and it's just this vast, empty, interconnected world with nothing in it, which eventually spelled out what was going to happen with Nuts and Bolts. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. That was March of 2017. That was big news, set the world on fire, basically planted the flagpole saying the Switch and Nintendo are back, as if they ever left, sure. And now we're going to take the Switch and go into the future. Also, by the way, new Mario coming out this year, too. Holy crap.
March, good time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. And also, this is March of 2017 was when Nier Automata and...
Automata.
I'm going to say it however I want. This is not a...
Automata? Is this a potato? Tomato?
This is our first ever Games with John and James controversy.
Oh, God fucking damn it.
Hold on, I left my car in the garage. But the other thing that was released was PlayerUnknown Battleground. PUBG was released in March of 2017, and it already feels like a dinosaur. I already feel like a dinosaur.
It took the world by storm. It
climbed up in like August. You know what I'm saying?
It like took off. It had its like run in the sun, and then it was like one of those fast burning candles. It was like, we're here! Oh god, I'm old.
And then being second place to Fortnite, but we'll get to Fortnite. Don't you worry, Zoomers. We'll talk about the Fortnite.
So we're moving along. April, John.
Yeah. So Q2 of 2017, past the fiscal years of a lot of these companies that make video games. I don't know why I said that. Whatever. April.
Random Jeopardy knowledge for the day.
Potent potables. So, I have just some big name releases for April mainly.
April was kind of a quiet month when it came to anything other than the releases for 2017. It was ride the high of March. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you something and then continue our year.
Yeah, because most of the big gaming stuff, it happens at the end of the year in the holiday season, around like the tail end of it going into January, and then around summer is when it picks back up because usually that's when the trade shows happen and whatever. But getting ahead of ourselves, in April, Persona 5 was released. Yep,
it was released on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, and it is arguably the best Persona game in the entire series. One, unless you played it on the PSP, if you played the original 1 or 2, if you played those on PlayStation, may God have mercy on your soul. Those were slogs.
Yeah, those were like Super Nintendo hard games.
Persona 3, really good game. Persona 4 built on it and gave us a phenomenal game. And then Persona 5 was just...
completely ate all of the previous Persona games as lunch.
I mean, fuck. Joker is in Smash.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Narukami, he's not in there.
Enough said, right?
Whatever the racist character is in Persona 1, he's not in there.
The triangle that walks.
The triangle that walks? What is this?
The overmap? Have you never seen how the overmap works in Persona 1?
No. I don't know anything about Persona 1. I just know Igor's in it. Igor's the consistent thread.
So, John, you keep talking. I'm going to pull up a picture of the overmap of Persona 1, and you can see how awful this was.
Wonderful. So the other notable release in April was for the Switch. It was the re-release of Mario Kart 8 because it was previously a Wii U exclusive. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which has gone on to sell, I'm pretty sure, well over like 100 million copies at this point. It's freaking crazy. Just one little footnote I'll make about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 came out in 2013. 2013 was also the year that Grand Theft Auto 5 was released. So it really is insane to me that we, as a collective of people who play games, are essentially still playing games that were released almost 10 years ago. The fact that we're still playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8, and the fact that they're releasing new maps for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at this point, or the fact that big name conventions will still drop that GTA 5 and Fortnite coming to PS5 and Xbox, and it looks like a block town.
Yep. And you're that triangle, Augustus.
That's kind of cute.
Sorry, I had to Google it. Google didn't want to show images of it because of how bad it was.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
It's a telltale sign. I mean, remember, we were watching the PlayStation 5 reveal together. First thing, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Almost 10-year game now.
Yeah.
It's telling in the sense that when you create something that is arguably the perfect version of itself, expand it a little bit with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, because some things are better suited for that kind of expansion capability. Like a Mario Kart game, what is a Mario Kart game other than new tracks and new characters to play as, or new karts to drive around in?
New battle modes.
Yeah, battle mode maps. But again, these are all maps. These are all courses, tracks, characters, and kind of the window dressing of the game. What fundamental changes can you make other than we did double dash and now we're not?
Fair. It was a good time. I still play Mario Kart 8 to this day.
Great. Me too. I'm part of the problem.
Fair enough. Well, keep telling me what other hits happened this month, Mr. Part of the Problem.
Honestly, April was pretty light, but those are two of the biggest ones. If that, we can jump into May with some of the biggest news I think that came out of May was the report of the delay of Red Dead Redemption 2. Because, just picking on GTA 5 a little bit, Red Dead Redemption 2 was set to, set the world on fire as well. And then it got delayed, and then we heard about things about crunch and all sorts of workplace mentalities and things that were happening, which were the same old, but at the same time, Red Dead Redemption 2 has gone on to sell maybe over 30 million copies. So the fact that it got delayed, I'm sure, has paid off for them.
It did.
Yeah, and they have Red Dead Online, which, if you're a player of Red Dead Online, I'm sure you're angry as shit. But that was May. That was the one notable thing I thought about with May. We have a lot more to talk about in June because, as we all know, June is E3 season, Jeff Keighley's Video Game Olympics,
Yep.
And when I was going through the list and looking at some of the more notable releases or announcements of that year, that's when we got Anthem. That's when we got Assassin's Creed Origins, a new IP from EA that was going to be their Destiny killer, which did not, and Assassin's Creed, which changed up the formula of the previous Assassin's Creed after taking a break from Syndicate. If you're a fan of the series, I'm sure you love it or hate it, whichever one. But the biggest announcements that I thought when I saw E3 of that year, Metroid Prime 4 was announced.
Yeah.
With a JPEG and a logo. That's it. And we still do not have it. And it's been restarted development at least twice now, I think, which is insane to me. But in terms of releases that actually did come out and did look cool, that was the announcement of Dragon Ball FighterZ, which basically ate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's lunch at the end of the year. And then, of course, we have Monster Hunter World, which became the biggest selling Monster Hunter game for Capcom's history.
And then Monster Hunter Iceborne, to expand upon it, like, oof. June, we ate good. Like, E3 is always a really good time. Like, I'm personally excited for E3 this year. Like, it's our first real big E3 again, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's something you and I should go to one day. We should go attend an E3.
I think PAX is kind of replacing them at this point.
A little bit. You know, well, they shut down. Was it PAX South?
PAX South was in San Antonio, yeah.
Yeah, here where we are, and they fucking shut it down. Fuck you, PAX.
Which seems a little silly, because they have PAX Prime out in the West Coast. They have PAX East, which is in Boston, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to say Boston like that.
Some clam chowder.
Who wants chowder? No. And then PAX
Can I get
South
some water from your bubbler?
Which is... Oh my god. I've not heard that term since a Donkey video. No, but... PAX South was also pretty cool because Texas is a pretty big hotbed for a lot of gaming, like Austin and Dallas and Frisco and all sorts of places in Texas.
Yep.
Like Mesquite also as well. Id, thank you.
Exactly. Fuck you for doing that, PAX. But no, so I think...
We're never going to get a sponsorship now from Penny Arcade.
Wah, wah, wah. No, Metroid Prime 4 is a JPEG. That was... So I remember watching that E3. Like, I remember watching clips of it because I was on a work trip somewhere. And I was just watching it off of my phone, and
God,
that
back in Oregon, holy crap!
That threw me for a loop. I was like seeing that. I was like, okay, but then
when people went crazy, yeah,
they did.
But more to I feel like I cut you off. More to your point.
I was wanting more. I'm not a big Metroid fan, but I had played. So my friend got me to play while I was here the original Metroid Prime, and I was like, okay, you know what? I misjudged this. It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted more. That was kind of a letdown.
Not bad. That's a glowing recommendation.
Like
I couldn't actually play Metroid Prime myself. I just didn't like it.
It took me forever to like fully get into it, but once I did, I was like, okay, I see why people like this. I see why they want this.
Yeah, it's exploration, isolated alien worlds and stuff. For me, I was like, I want Halo.
I mean, that's fair.
If I got Metro,
how about
Halo,
Samus Halo?
If I got Samus Halo, I would be so happy.
How about Master Chief versus Samus?
If we got Haloid, I would love that.
But Red Dead though, that was kind of the sleeper.
Yeah, well, not really the sleeper, but the fact that it was delayed, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, like, well, so everybody was expecting good announcements for it. The delay, like, a lot of people were super fucking pissed about.
People are pissed about everything.
Yeah, I mean, we are gamers. We are very fickle creatures, aren't we?
Yeah, we're very entitled, fickle creatures. Like, comment, and subscribe, everybody.
Or else.
Or else.
We will find you and comment viciously.
We will Jay and Silent Bob your face.
Motherfuck. Motherfuck. Joints.
I think you would be Jay and I would be Silent Bob in this equation.
Yeah, I am the talkative one. I am our voice. I'm the
one with the beard and the duster who's just smoking.
Yep, basically. So, no, that was really good. E3 overall was fun. June was a good year. Like, for me, gaming-wise in June, I was still playing Magic the Gathering, but I had picked up a PlayStation 4.
Oh. Because you came out of your World of Warcraft exclusivity contract, and then you went back to consoles, yes?
This was... so I left World of Warcraft for League of Legends / Heroes of the Storm, like MOBAs, and then I was like, I want something a little more concrete. I picked up a PlayStation 4, and I was actually in 2017, if I remember correctly, I was playing Final Fantasy 15.
Hey.
So 2017 was a decent year for me.
How do you feel now?
I actually enjoyed the game. I approached the game for what it was, a train wreck, and enjoyed a train wreck.
We have to cut to break. That was too much of a revelation for me, because I think I remember you saying that game was horrible.
Oh, it's horrible. But at the time, so you know me. Every time we go to movies or every time, like, games, blah, 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 recommendations.
You basically receive every piece of entertainment as data entry. I got that, yes.
Not that. I just turn my brain off and enjoy.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Morbius. We'll go see Morbius.
I actually did. I actually enjoyed the movie for what it was.
Oh, wow.
It was a bad movie, but in the moment, I flipped my critic switch to off and just was like, okay, I'm enjoying a movie with my wife and another coworker. Saw it with Curry.
It's Morbin time.
Morbius.
All right. Now, I think for that we actually do have to take a break because yeah, it's Morbin time. Also, we're done with June, so we're about halfway through the year. After this break, we'll come back, hit you with July to December. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. All right, we're officially morbed.
Morbius.
Don't worry, I'm a doctor. Anyway. Don't leave your mouth open in front of me, Morbius.
So, June left us with some highs in this trip through history, and progressing into July of 2017.
For me, the one notable thing I had about July is that Splatoon 2 came out.
That was actually a fun game.
It's a great game, and, well, okay, so here's what I'll take you through my thought process, right?
Okay.
So, believe it or not, I did have a little bit of history on the internets leading up to where you guys are hearing me right now. I was a pretty prominent figure in the Splatoon community, or at least I saw it myself as that, because I certainly portrayed myself as that. And I actually was streaming like Splatoon every Sunday. The original Splatoon on the Wii U, I was streaming it and playing with friends every single Sunday, right?
Yep.
Splatoon 2 comes out, or at least is announced, and immediately I'm on the hype train of like, well, okay, let's see what they've got. Like, because I loved the first one. I loved it to death. I played it, as much as I could. Splatoon 2 comes out, and then I'm noticing some of the things that are still problems in it. Like the fact that you can't change your gear in between matches and all these kind of little nitpicks and stuff like that. So my initial impressions of Splatoon 2 were not the best. However, over time, as I began to play more games and get more gear and do all that kind of cool stuff, it still ended up being a pretty good, 8 out of 10 for me. So, yeah, another solid entry, and the fact that Splatoon 3 is coming out this year, hell yeah, I'm there for it.
I actually picked that up and played it because of you. For you.
Why are we not playing it together?
I don't know. I blame you. It's your fault.
It's my fault for you not telling me you have the game.
You left me for 2 months.
I didn't do it by, vindictively.
I know.
Uh-huh.
No, but
Pay
surprise.
attention to the last episode about that.
Surprise.
So yeah, if you ever want to play Splatoon 2 with James or myself, who knows? Maybe that'll be the first episode of our frickin' streaming channel.
I suck ass at it, but I will gladly still play.
Everybody sucks ass at that video game who isn't a charger, and I hate them. Anyway.
But it isn't a what?
A charger.
Okay.
I hate snipers in every video game. In Splatoon, where you're supposed to be having happy fun times and spray painting the ground, is even worse.
So June and July, not too shabby. Rolling into August. August was kind of a big month.
So August was a big month for a couple of things. Number one, for me, Sonic Mania came out. Sonic Mania set the precedent for what a lot of Sonic fans and Sega fans have been clamoring for and being like, give us this. And we finally got it.
We have spoken a lot to Sonic Mania. We have spoken a lot in praises of success, return to form. So we don't have to stay too long on it. But for John and I, if you have not played that game yet, and you are interested in the Sonic franchise, but you've heard mixed reviews. Uh-huh. 1, go back and listen to our top 10 Sonic games.
Yes.
2, start with Sonic Mania. Thank us later. Certified. Play it.
We'll have to put that on a t-shirt and just Comic Sans with TM.
Play it, and then
it's the ugliest shirt.
It's just, no, it's play it, and then you're on one side, I'm on one side, and we're both just
I could actually draw that. Don't tempt me. But
challenge accepted.
Okay, you
for
draw.
You.
No, you have to draw. You say challenge accepted. That means you have to do it.
Mine would be stick people.
Yeah, it'd be great. Do it.
Okay.
Get on the. There's a whiteboard right behind you. Anyway, the other big thing that came out of July I saw, aside from the Crackdown 3 delay, which this game was announced in 2014 for the Xbox One. Kind of became a wet fart in February of 2018, but I loved it. Whatever. We're not talking about 2018. We'll save that for next year. Ahaha. But the biggest thing that I noticed in terms of gaming publications was the fact that PUBG was basically setting the world on fire at this point. It became the most played game on Steam, which that's no slouch, especially because this is around the time, not around the time, but like Twitch is becoming more of a tentpole when it comes to the whole video gaming culture. So, of course, people were streaming it, most played game on Steam, people are playing it, people are falling in love with the Battle Royale genre of games. And we have PUBG to either thank or lambast for that.
Don't forget. So, in your notes, did you make any mention of what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda?
I purposely avoided it because I know you wanted to talk about it.
So, also in 2017. So, we've given you some decent highs. We've given you a couple delays or wet fart, as Crackdown 3 was just referenced.
Not even Terry Crews's charisma could lift that game out of like a 6 out of 10.
Fair. Once you played one, you played them all.
For me, I am fine with that. For others,
not so much.
Fuck you.
So Mass Effect Andromeda released that year. Oof, it was a bomb.
And started off with the best of intentions, and then again a wet fart of a video game.
But did you know what happened? So a little bit later on, it was revealed that most of that game was actually made in 1 year instead of like true development and everything. It was literally.
Who is that? Is that Andrew Wilson?
Let me put a game up together and give it to you in 1 year.
That is a spot on Andrew Wilson impression.
Hey, I mean, I'm here all week.
Hey, Strauss, come in here and listen to this. Oh, that sounds like Andy.
No, like for the fact that a game, for a franchise as big as the Mass Effect franchise, to be literally half-assed together in 1 year and we got that hot pile of garbage.
Yeah, I thank EA for that one.
And then the other thing, I'm pretty sure you forgot. What about Middle Earth?
Oh, Shadow of War. Is it Shadow of War?
Shadow of War.
Okay, so because the first one of that franchise was like the Shadow of Mordor one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that game, was basically had all of the stacks against it and was kick-ass. The Nemesis system and all this cool stuff that was going to be part of a expanded universe of Lord of the Rings. They were basically, as a company, Monolith, I think it was Monolith Soft, they were signing their own death warrant, and then they made a kick-ass game. The sequel basically got microtransactioned into the ground.
Thanks, loot boxes.
Yeah, and got ruined because of it.
And then also that really awkward line about slavery.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't think I remember this one.
So literally in the game, there was actually a pretty discomforting line around slavery.
Is it? What did they just say? Like slavery's okay, and you should do it. Like what was the line?
Here,
Dude, give us a line read so that we have you recorded saying it. Oh man.
So let me see if I can find it.
This is breaking news for me. I didn't know about this.
So the game is built on a complex set of mechanics, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gamify slavery and make it, air quotes, fun.
Yeah, you serve the bright lord. Yeah, that kind of crap.
And then the second thing is that its narrative wants us to be really, because the narrative was like, we need to be critical of the slavery that has made it so much fun and engaging to participate in. Like that, if that's not a clusterfuck, I don't know what a clusterfuck is.
What? So my entire thought process was you were building an army, right? So, like, yeah, but it's like medieval times and conscripting orcs to fight for you and stuff.
Wait, did I just look deeper into something? Because you're usually the one that's like, I must turn on all sections of brain, overanalyze, go. Well, did I just do that to you?
I just didn't play it, so I didn't know.
I just did it to you.
So you're actually doing, at least half of your job. Good.
Go fuck yourself.
But anyway, this is your story to break now. Please explain.
No, it was just kind of contradictory on itself. And honestly, like it was just like the loot box thing, that was the game breaker. That would like
ludonarrative dissonance. Let's talk about that for 3 hours.
Oh god. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on
into September.
September. Oh, yeah, September. Okay. So, the biggest just bomb drop out of the gate. September is when Fortnite Battle Royale was unleashed upon the masses.
And if you have sealed copies of the original disc game and you get them graded, they are selling for an average of $10,000.
I want to go back in time, but
And buy all of them from GameStop because they were $19.99.
yeah, holy shit.
How's that for a return?
Yeah, so again, the idea of Fortnite, just as a concept and as a redemption story, is so amazing to me because it was, and I think we mentioned it in the past, but I've name dropped Cliff Bleszinski a few times.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is pretty much, along with Tim Sweeney and the other programmers and the company that he was a part of with Epic Games, has pretty much set every single trend in gaming for the past 30 years.
It's a tall order for anybody to ever, dominate that or surpass that. Like, it's the equivalent of like Hironobu Sakaguchi, Masato Kato, Akira Toriyama.
Nishihori.
Yeah, like it's that equivalent, or Kojima,
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima. Like, literally, they are the Western versions.
The auteurs of the West, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have our id Software, John Carmack, John Romero bros. We have our Cliff Bleszinskis. We have our Warren Spectors. We have
Cliffy, Daddy, Cliffy.
Cliffy B, yeah. The guy who would show up to E3 in pimp suits. And yeah.
Pimp suit.
Is that a song? Or is that off of Sweatsuit?
I need to let it loose.
I like that.
I don't know.
That was sexy.
John's the bottom tonight.
No, on the vocal tracks on the recording software, I'm on top. Anyway, but yeah, I posited that question a while ago of like, do you think it runs through his head that he and his company and his designs and everything were pretty much fundamental in taking over all of video games?
It has to be.
It has to, because after Lawbreakers and, Radical Heights and stuff that basically meant the end of Boss Key Productions, I'm sure he's just kind of like, yeah, man, like, I just love making video games. Like, holy crap. The fact that Fortnite was his last idea before he left Epic, and then, it made a splash and no one really cared about it. But then the Battle Royale mode came out for it and took over the entire world to the point where it's still the number one of video games, free to play or otherwise. Blows my mind.
And it was the game that gave us that. It was truly the game that gave us crossplay.
Yes, and there was a footnote as well in the year discussion where like Rocket League was also the tip of that, where it's like, we want crossplay between Xbox and Nintendo. It's like, you've got it, but Sony won't play nice with us. It's like, yeah, because we got hacked by North Korea. Remember that? We don't want people crossplaying on our shit.
Fair.
But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing to ever come out of September. And I still kick myself because I remember when I saw Fortnite Battle Royale come out, I was like, I should start streaming this. And I didn't do it.
Oh, you're a dumb.
I am a dumb. And
Hey, actually, you spoke into existence. So we will pick one night when we're both not manically working.
Uh-huh.
And here soon, we will set up the Games with John and James stream time.
Oh, the Twitch page. Oh, boy.
The more we do this, the more we realize, man, we got a responsibility.
We got a responsibility to our audience around the world. Clue it.
Oh, speaking of that, whoever listened to us from Syria, thanks.
Yeah, seriously.
And Russia, thanks.
Sure.
I just thought that those were the two oddest countries that we've seen. I text John about it.
Oddest countries, huh? Okay.
I don't expect anybody to listen to us. Well,
if you see a flag of Papua New Guinea, let me know, because that would be awesome.
Oh, that was actually there. It was in one of the past episodes.
What? All right, I'm sorry, we have to stop the episode. I have to go confirm this.
I'm messing with you.
I know you're messing with
Jamaica
me.
did, at least.
Hey, one love. So other things that came out in September. Destiny 2 has come out, and it's been played for 5 years. Was also, in terms of now news and recent news and stuff,
Got the expansion.
It got the expansion, and also they got their independence away from Activision because they wanted to retain the rights to the IP, and Activision was being Activision with it, and they were ruining it. So Bungie is fully in,
Sony's hands now.
Well, yeah, after $3 billion, they friggin' better be. But yeah, Bungie basically received their autonomy back, and they were running their own stuff until Sony made the bid to buy them. So, props to Bungie for being independent for at least a little while again.
Yep.
Because from Microsoft to Activision, now to Sony.
Hey, full circle.
Sloppy 30s. I don't know.
So we're moving along.
One little footnote in September as well for me. Cuphead came out finally after years and years of work. I adore that game.
That's a hard ass game.
It's a hard ass game, and the DLC still isn't even out for it yet, and I want it now.
No, remember? Was it the Game
Last
of the Year?
Course.
Was it the Game of the Year awards that we watched back in December? That's where we saw
It
the.
was just last course or whatever.
Yep.
That's when I think they got an announcement for it. But yeah, dude, like more Cuphead, I want it.
So you're saying when that comes out, you're dropping everything and you're cup heading, you're head cupping,
Yeah, I'm cupping everything.
you're cupping all the heads with your mouth.
What did I say earlier about leaving your mouth closed in front of me? No, but that was the biggest stuff to come from September, and we're getting into the home stretch. We're in the final quarter of 2017, so around October. The biggest news to come out at that time was EA doing what EA does and officially shuttering Visceral Games, an expensive studio to keep because they were based in San Francisco. Well, you know, whatever. But they shuttered it as they canceled their Star Wars project, and now we don't get Dead Space games anymore. Well, you know, 5 years ago we didn't think we were going to be. So, I don't know. I could sit here and dunk on EA all day, but the fact that they canceled that, pushed out Battlefront 2, and then semi-shit out, what was the one? The Final Order, the Last Order. Which one was that? Star Wars?
Last Order.
Yeah, The Last Order with, I was going to say Chris Kattan. That's not his name. The guy, the main character in the game. Whatever.
Your guess
Ginger
is-
Jedi. That's him.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the fact that they shuttered ostensibly one of their biggest things ever. Also, they shot themselves in the foot in 2018 when they put out Anthem finally, and then they released Apex Legends right next to it, also from Respawn. And I like how my brain is basically just connecting the dots of like, and then they did this, and then they did that.
Stop dragging them into next year. Also, we need to give. So one shout out I'm going to give for this year, right? Because we didn't give them too much love. So indie developers hit us pretty awesomely with Raccoon, might be saying that wrong, Stories Untold, Blackwood Crossing, Last Day of June, Everything, and Night in the Woods.
Oh my god, everything came out in 2017? Awesome.
Indie developers don't get much love usually. Sometimes they do.
Mm-hmm.
But 2017 was a very good year for the indies.
And I like how you found examples that I wasn't even going to mention yet, but the ones that I was going to mention were Night in the Woods came out, What Remains of Edith Finch, Hollow Knight, which is still waiting on their sequel with Silksong. Ukulele finally came out after they kickstarted a crap ton of money, and it was a 2 out of 5 game pretty much. And then it got its lunch eaten by A Hat in Time, which, you know, was like maybe a quarter of how much money they made. And another like sleeper hit that came out and set the world on, I guess, indie world on fire for a little bit. Doki Doki Literature Club came out in 2017.
That's not even a game up your alley.
But I know about it.
I wonder why. He's smiling over here and refusing to answer, but
Hold on, I gotta go jack off to my Monica body pillow.
yeah, see? I wonder why.
No, I watched it because that was one of those games that made around the YouTube circuits, and when
Yeah.
they first saw Satsuki hanging, and people were like, "What?" And I remember, oh my god, true story. I'm talking to my brother because he's watching. I think Game Grumps. They were doing a playthrough of it back in the time, and he didn't know. He didn't know what the twist was. And so he's watching the Game Grumps play through this game, and it's set up like the usual dating sim, whatever, visual novel stuff. And he's texting me. He's like, God, I can't believe a lot of these nerds just go to these games like this. I'm just like, keep watching. I don't say that because I knew at that time, I was like, just keep watching. And then I got the text like, holy shit. Because he basically had the same reaction Dan did on the show. And I'm like, yeah, have fun with that, man.
Yep. So there were a few other controversies that happened this year. So if you
mentioned, speaking of YouTubers,
well, PewDiePie and JonTron. So
we're not saying this to rake him through the coals again. We're just saying that this was a notable thing in the news.
Yep. PewDiePie, for whatever reason in his infinite wisdom, messed up, made some really dumb comments. JonTron took a stance against an anti-immigration stance, which, as you all know, in 2017, that was a very hot button issue around the nation. And
After Trump got elected, yeah.
due to JonTron's comments, he actually was going to be a voice actor in Ukulele, and they pulled him from it.
Yeah, they did. And it's that kind of reactionary crap that I don't cotton to that kind of stuff in a lot of ways. Like, if you come out and say some stuff and then you have to get learned, or you have to, eat shit for a little while, like, fine, like, apologize, like, do your dues and stuff. But, like, basically just being like, we're going to just continue to punish you or see you as a pariah is like, don't do that. However, the PewDiePie thing, like, I don't really give a shit.
It's PewDiePie.
Yeah, and then when he goes and streams...
PewDiePie!
How when he makes a bunch of anti-Semitic jokes, which, makes him get dropped from Maker, and then he goes independent, and then drops another hard R on stream. You don't just get to do that. You really don't.
So the horrible thing is he set up the precedence for streaming success. Like, he's one of the...
YouTube success, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the original YouTubers, right?
Yeah.
In the infinite time you have... from the dawn of YouTube, where you blew up, to 2017, you're entitled to any belief you want, right? Yep. You're entitled to any opinion you want. Mm-hmm. Don't do harm unto others. Be a good person. If your views and opinions are negative in nature towards an entire group of people, you probably shouldn't say that shit. You should probably figure out why you're feeling that way and correct yourself.
Yeah, I mean... But... what you're touching on is that it's still a young medium, even now, even as far back as I remember 2012 when a lot of this stuff started actually kicking off. It's made by kids who are in their early 20s. Mm-hmm. And if you think you've got stuff figured out by the time you're 20, you don't.
Nope.
I'm just going to say that right now.
So, yeah. And then other controversies. So a lot of game companies actually ended that really long labor dispute with voice actors. And
I remember this.
Because they went on strike over not getting any type of royalties or residual payments.
Yep. And then game designers were getting pissed about it because they're like, hey, we don't have unions either. Why should you get it good? It's like, maybe we should all get it good. And flashing forward to news breaks now. Raven Software is the first company, game developer now, that has actual unionized QA people. And then even Phil Spector now, if the acquisition deal with Activision goes through, they will recognize the union at Raven Software.
If the Activision Blizzard thing goes through, because the SEC, gaming news, the SEC filed a formal investigation because the company wasn't exactly truly valued at $68.1 billion.
I also like how for the SEC, I'm just like, wait, like the college football teams? I would love for every piece of litigation to go through the SEC to start that way.
GameStop released a really poor taste commercial.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so GameStop thought it would be funny. They released a commercial that actually made fun of like gouging pre-order tactics that were used by game publishers and game retailers. But that's kind of GameStop's shtick at the time.
Oh, I have to watch this commercial now.
I actually have it kind of waiting here. Polygon, the online forum and article videos, everything like
it's a website. Yeah.
Nick Robinson.
That's the word you're looking for.
Yeah, Nick Robinson had some pretty bad misconduct happen, and there was controversy with that, and they let him go. Remember?
He was horny in the DMs, man. You can't do it. That's what killed Silas's rap career.
And then Naughty Dog got in trouble in 2017, remember?
Was this for the crunch time stuff? Or
no, the trailer that they released for The Last of Us Part 2, that really super violent one that had the images of torture and violence against women. Uh-huh. Kind of not the right time frame and environment to do that kind of thing, period, ever.
Ever is kind of like... But again, it's a video game, but that game is grisly and dark and violent and brutal and all of that stuff, so I'm kind of surprised people were shocked by that. And then... You freaking make Jack and Daxter's for like 15 years, and suddenly you can't, hang a person and gut them.
Yeah, no. Naughty Dog fucked up with that. Never do that.
Yeah, but they also blew the roof off of E3 with the first Last of Us trailer. They just blew a guy's head off, so...
Shock and awe wasn't the way to go in 2017.
Yeah. I mean, I remember E3 press conferences where they were debuted like Far Cry 3 and it was Citra like grinding on you and mounting you in the cutscene and people were like, woo! She was all topless. Remember that?
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
I mean, if everything's in poor taste, it's been in poor taste for a while, sure, but like...
That was bad.
How times change.
And then the Pokemon Go Festival fiasco, remember that?
Yes, I
in
do.
Chicago?
Yep.
So thousands
the worst thing to happen in Chicago ever.
Oh, god damn it. Thousands and thousands of loyalists to, like, Pokemon Go, for a 2-month period when it dropped, almost caused random world peace for a few weeks.
Dude.
Because everyone didn't care what was going on and wanted to catch their Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's really funny how that's true, because that was the one time I can vividly remember where it felt like world peace had been achieved.
Here where we work, on the area that we work at. So as you know, we've both mentioned we work here in San Antonio. We're coworkers. Literally people who lived in dorms and don't really interact with anybody because it's that dorm life.
Mm-hmm.
They were out and about walking the parade field. Literally people who never spoke with one another, wouldn't normally hang out. Like, picture like an emo goth person hanging out with a hardcore MMA wrestler. Like, doesn't exactly go hand in hand, right?
Yo, there's cool Charmander over there, guys. Let's go.
And it was just weird harmony for like a 2-week period. It was very odd.
I was in Oregon at the time, and I vividly remember just wanting to go take every excuse I could to go outside and walk.
Exactly. And the really funny thing is, the company that started Pokemon Go, right?
Niantic, yes.
Literally all they did, there was a game before it called Ingress that had towers.
You gonna be a hipster about this?
You conquered towers, and you could conquer 3 towers and create a triangle, create a field for more XP, blah, blah, blah. That's your territory.
Right.
They literally, all this programming is here. Pokemon. On top.
Yeah, it's called being ingenuitive.
Exactly. Shout out to Ingress for giving us Pokemon Go.
Dude, it's the same thing with Fortnite. It's like, hey, we have a world map. Battle Royale.
So...
And then here's billions of dollars.
Oof. Yep.
I got any more of like the hate train over there?
I'm trying to see if there's any other controversies.
You can always find a controversy.
Oh, actually, no, you just mentioned Fortnite. Remember, that 2017 was when Epic started filing lawsuits against cheaters in Fortnite.
What?
Epic Games filed a lawsuit against cheaters in Fortnite.
It still blows my mind that that's even a thing that we have to consider at this point. Because it's a freaking video game. The fact that they're having tournaments and doing all this kind of stuff, like esports and all this stuff, because esports are still a pretty new infant medium. The fact that people are just like, this is cheating. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a video game. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff, man.
And then I think the last one, you remember Kinda Funny?
Yes, I do.
So
it was kind of funny.
Colin Moriarty actually quit that year. He quit the channel, remember, after making a very bad Twitter gag about women.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he not so much, not a good guy.
He's not very funny, apparently.
Nope.
I mean,
all right.
It's still, it baffles me with the idea of like infant mediums like this, because we're talking about 2017. And then 2013 was 5 years ago from that. And look at how much has changed from even that span of time. 10 years ago feels like forever ago.
So I think we have to keep on going and end the year. So that was September or October. And we kind of tangented onto...
The final thing I'll say about October is October 27th, I believe, was when Mario Odyssey came out. And I still, to this day... That is the game that made me love Mario again, because this is just me talking. I played Galaxy 1 and 2. I got about 40 stars in on each one. I got bored out of my mind. I didn't want to play it anymore. Super Mario 3D World comes out on the Wii U. This is so slow and so rudimentary. I don't like this. I don't want this anymore. The last time I vividly remember having true fun with a Mario game that is like a traditional Mario platformer action type game that wasn't Mario 3D Land, on the 3DS, like an actual full console game, was Super Mario 64.
I mean, that's a telltale sign. Like, even Mario Sunshine, meh. It was okay.
I'm sure there are some people out there with their hate.
So you can hate the opinion all you want. The problem when you rest on your laurels is you give mediocrity.
Yeah. I mean,
Super Mario 1 revolutionized the world. Super Mario 2, polarizing, but still was fun.
Yep.
God bless Super Doki Doki Land.
Yes. Super Donkey Picnic.
So, Super Mario Brothers 3,
hell yeah.
fully fucking revolutionized everything. 8 worlds. Actually, you can see the post on our Instagram. That was our Throwback Thursday this week.
Hey.
8 worlds, 7 Koopalings, Bowser at the final world. So much fun.
Yep.
So much awesome. Super Mario World comes out, and instead of it being your typical Mario game, it was everything you could ever want at the time, everything you could ever hope for at the time. Dinosaur World, Dinosaur Island.
Dinosaur World, baby.
Delivered in fucking spades.
Shout out to the gaming historian who recently put out his documentary on Super Mario World. He was reporting on stuff that even I didn't know about, or even showing prototypes that were like built to showcase what it used to look like. That is insane. I love that.
The gaming historian is so John and I and all the other podcasters in the video game realm, I feel I can say this, we pride ourselves on being founts of knowledge for our respective formats. John with Sonic, me with JRPGs, Sega, Sony, etc., shooters, Madden games.
NBA 2K, maybe. Who knows?
So, but the gaming historian, his knowledge is on another level.
Yeah.
And
his production values are off the chain.
I really, really appreciate somebody taking the time to delve into the history of various games like the gaming historian, because there's a history to this. Video games have been around since the 70s. And when you think about that, that's over 50 years of history now. It's amazing to think about having that much that much history, but a lot of people don't really know about it anymore because as we progress, our attention spans get smaller. Yeah. Our desires, like more graphics, more this. We kind of forget the past. Not everyone's a retro fan like you and I, John.
Mm-hmm. And it's such a trend-chasing medium as well. So the fact that for the longest time, video games just wanted to be like Hollywood and make movies, but less like games. Then we saw the indie like renaissance, and then we saw what we're dealing with right now, where it's basically just a lot of the same, but only prettier. Like there's so many like trends and waves and stuff that just need documentation, and it's still such a young medium, because I even think about, like I mentioned Hollywood right there, where they wanted to make them like movies. Look at the movie industry. There's so much of the infancy of filmmaking is just gone, like it never existed.
And people like the gaming historian, people like retro gamers out there and the various streamers and YouTubers who are bringing back top 10 lists or the best this, the best that, and actually delving in to games of yore warms my heart. So
if you don't know your history, you're doomed to continue it.
You're fucking wrong, bud. Moving on.
Such a military way to do that.
November!
So, finally with November.
Finally, we have one more.
This is the final one, because December...
This is the penultimate month.
Penultimate month, but also the ultimate, because I don't have any notes about it. You might have some notes. I don't.
I'll say a farewell for December then.
All right, cool. So for November, the biggest one, the Xbox One X came out, and I wanted one real bad. When you tell me, it's like, hey, yeah, play all your Xbox and Xbox 360 and Xbox One games, but the best versions of them that run the best, I'm like, yeah, I want that. Give that to me.
Sooner or later, Sony's going to come around to allow us to play everything on the PlayStation 17.
But I want the PlayStation 9 with like the mind orbs.
I just want it to like plug into my brain and I just go into the world, and if I'm going to pass...
So you want Ready Player One?
Well, if I'm going to pass away, I want to upload my consciousness to a server forever and just live in my own little world.
So the metaverse, that's what you want?
No, the Black Mirror episode.
Oh, I want the Black Mirror episode where the two friends have sex.
Not that part, but I have my wife and she will be there with me, so I don't
in the metaverse. She will be part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. But
Oh god. But no,
for me, I think the Xbox One X announcement basically announced like Xbox's course correction of like, yeah, we put out a pretty shoddy product with a bad vision, so we're gonna try and correct that to make this the best machine to play games as best as possible.
they had to, because this was the year the PlayStation 4 hit 70 fucking million in sales.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah, the PS4, like PlayStation consoles historically sell very well. Like whatever reputation, even like during the PS3, Xbox 360 life cycle,
It overtook them.
yeah, it did. And like, for as much as I will always just prefer playing my games on my Xbox, like I've never really hated owning a PlayStation console. Like PS4 was the one where I was kind of like, Spider-Man was fun, but like yeah,
And Horizon Zero Dawn.
that one was fun too. If the sequels are as good, fine. Just close your mouth. Anyway, close your goddamn mouth. No, but PS1, 2, 3, I loved all of those. I loved my Xboxes. I love playing video games. But again, this was basically the flag planted in the ground saying like, we realize we screwed up. We're going to dedicate our Xbox division to basically making games the priority, period. Game Pass was starting to actually come to its fruition after skeptics hated it. And then they had their new console, which would sequence into the next wave of consoles and so on and so forth. I can talk about this forever, but
We're going to move on into our final month. Not much happened, but
Sonic Forces came out in November as well, and I liked it. That's it.
You already defended it earlier. You don't get to defend it again.
I can defend Sonic as much as I damn well please.
So we'll say farewell. So it wasn't in December, but Microsoft actually said goodbye to Kinect that year, remember?
Thank God.
Yep.
I remember seeing that and being excited for it, and I remember everyone else's buzz for it too, and then they were like, well, I mean, Dance Central's fun. And they were thinking Kinect Star Wars was going to save the day, and then, of course, it didn't.
So that is honestly gaming in 2017. It's obviously, you know us. We fucking tangent hard. Let's be real.
Yeah, we do.
But that was arguably one of the better years in recent memory that we had as gamers. We had a brand new console come out. We had an upgrade to correct a ship for Microsoft, because if they didn't, Sony would have more than likely blown them out of the water permanently.
Yep. And we had services actually become more of like, it was the rise of the more free-to-play outside of the mobile space with things like Fortnite and PUBG. It was also the versioning of like what gaming would look like with things like Game Pass. There was a lot of stuff that happened in 2017 that was really cool. I think a lot of people just got what they wanted, kind of like what you said.
Exactly. 2017 was a good year to feast. And with that, this is the first of many coming to you for our years in review. We're both very passionate about the gaming historian, and honestly,
the gaming historian himself.
Well, yeah, like his content and him as a person. Like hearing that content, the Tetris episode.
Oh yeah.
Super Mario World. The arcade episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Mario Kart. Remember the Mario Kart episode?
Was it Mario Kart? Because I remember the Mario 3, the Mario World.
Oh, no. Sorry, Mario 3. My apologies. Mario 3.
Yeah.
Like, I am a big proponent in the history of stuff because I'm so passionate about gaming. And I want everybody to enjoy it in whatever way they want to play. Mm. So, John and I, like, that was my approach for bringing this to John's attention. Like, let's go back in time and remember that year. So hopefully, in listening to this episode, you remember where you were in 2017, and you're like, man, that was a good gaming time.
Yep. I was back. I was still at home in Oregon. I was streaming Splatoon every weekend and chilling out with my Discord friends and eventually working into trying to get all the stuff done I could to eventually lead me here.
Yep. And now he's here.
Yep. And that's perfectly clear. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? No.
I mean, you are in Texas. Only steers and...
clear Pepsi. Clear Dr. Pepper. Could you imagine Crystal Dr. Pepper?
Oh, completely random. Speaking of that, on the work trip, on the way back, completely fucking random about sodas.
Go on.
So in the fridge, at work, for you to try, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking this onto the air, so he has no choice but to try it, to give it a review.
Oh, God.
There are 3 sodas that I picked up at a random, very nice gas station / store at 5 a.m. on the way back from my work trip.
Okay.
enchilada soda,
Is this Ramune? What is this?
horchata soda,
Okay, that sounds good.
Canadian maple syrup soda.
That sounds good too.
So I brought those so you could try them.
As someone who drank a sriracha beer in his life, yeah, wow.
I'm also, when we come back from our long weekend, there will be flaming hot Cheetos Mountain Dew for everyone to try.
You know, the thing that I've noticed when I eat my Doritos and Cheetos and drink my Mountain Dew is I often get winded having to reach into the bag to shove chips in my mouth. So if you could just liquefy both and make it so I could drink it, that'd be great.
Basically. So John's going to try that, and he's going to let you know.
Yeah, if you basically hear my, eulogy, you'll know what happened.
The horchata soda killed him. But he was revived by the maple syrup one.
Everybody knows.
And then died by the enchilada.
Just mix them together into like a jungle juice. Oh, God.
The really horrible part is if I took the sticker off the enchilada one, it would look like an orange soda.
So you're basically just drinking sweet taco sauce. No, thank you.
So, as always, you guys can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Games with John and James. Leave us a comment, join the group, join some discussions, have some fun with us. We're very active on our Instagram. Join some of the weekly topics and debates. And we're also, all of our stuff has been loaded up to YouTube. We actually have a pretty awesome new logo that John worked on YouTube. So let us know what you think about that in comparison with everything else. We want to hear from you. We appreciate you listening.
Like if you want merch, if you want to follow us on any other form of social media, if you want us on Parler, let us know.
Ew. So
you can also find us on Twitter, by the way, at Games with J and J. That's where I predominantly send out a lot of tweets. Usually new episodes get updated on Monday and they get posted to the YouTube on Friday because we're also on YouTube.
And Good Pods. If you listen to us on that alternative podcast streaming service, which is completely free, no charge, anything like that, we're also on Good Pods.
Yeah, leave us reviews too because we're listed across everything. If you even listen to a review on Apple Podcasts, maybe you get a shout out on the show.
So that and the more reviews means the better we can do for you.
Yeah.
Like me giving John enchilada soda.
Yeah, the more
for you.
The more you review our show and the more 5-star, any stars you want to give us, ratings you want, the more nasty,
suffering John goes through.
The more one-chip challenges I have to eat.
So, with that, I'm James.
And I'm John.
This is Games with John and James, our very first dive into gaming history for 2017.
Do you mind if I actually do this?
I'm gonna give it the floor to you. That is all I have to say.
I was gonna say, can we redo the outro?
Oh, fire away.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been me. I'm John.
And I'm James.
This has been Games with John and James, and this has been This Year in Gaming 2017. We could just get a klaxon.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Peace out.